Dahmer, episode 2. I like the continuation, the way they did it. They're going through victims and their specific scenarios, but this one started out with a little bit of his childhood, him at 6 years old, and how bizarre he was as a kid. And you look at the psychology of him. Why is he fascinated with dead things? Well, the only real time he had a connection with his father, when he wasn't just listening to his father fighting, was when they were talking about roadkill and, like, biology and talking about organs and stuff like that. His dad has a fascination with, I guess, animal biology. So it seems like that creates an affinity in his head where he is attracted to looking at dead things. He's attracted to disassembling things. And he has a connection. It's the one time he and his dad seem to have a connection. So trying to look at the psychology here. How does one go and become like this? Then, if they show him just as 6, a great movie that everyone should watch is called My Friend Dahmer would fill in for his teenage years. That's a great movie with Ross Lynch, who also looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer is very easy to find actors to look like in person. Not Jeremy Renner. Shout out to the old movie. So, you watch this, there's him at 6, then him in his teen years, and it cuts through his first victim at the end of that movie, where it's just the guy jogging home, and he talks about, in real life, he talks about he had this fantasy of someone would be jogging in his direction, he would have to pick up this hitchhiker, and that would be his first kill. And in the show, skips, and it shows like his second kill, and I remember watching interviews where he talked about he just woke up one night after having some other gay dude, that they both got intoxicated in bed, and he woke up and the guy was just dead. I guess he beat him to death and he didn't remember it. And then it goes to the Asian teenager he killed, and that's what the whole second episode is all about. And you see the neighbor trying desperately to get the police to do something about it, but the police feel really uncomfortable with the fact that he's gay, and they don't really want to look into it. Boyfriend and boyfriend stuff. And they're like, oh, they're making little jokes and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, I gotta go de-louse. And I think him being gay definitely played to his benefit because it makes cops uncomfortable. And him being in a creepy neighborhood like that, like a rundown, more like ghetto neighborhood, I think played to his benefit because cops just care less about poor people. You know how cops are. So this guy in the system really worked in his favor because Jeffrey Dahmer isn't good at talking to people. He isn't good at talking himself out of situations. Like, he talked himself out of this one. It's not because he's good at it. It's because the cops are bad at their job. But very fascinating stuff. And they played a 911 call. If that is the real 911 call, that is... I feel bad for the neighbor. She's trying. She's trying. He has this creepy-ass neighbor with stink coming through her vents. But I like watching... I'm a child of divorce. And it's interesting to watch his childhood, listen to his parents fighting. And you just see how all these things play into a kid's psychology. And if he had something wrong with some medical thing where he got too much anesthesia. But, he might not be a complete psychopath. He might be sociopathic, or he might have some other problems, but entertaining stuff. And the mannequin scene was just funny. But episode 2, great stuff. Very into the show so far.